Hello everybody, we are back. We are playing part 2, episode 2 of Chemically Bonded. And I was just like ripping apart the voice acting in the first episode. I don't know why. It just caught me off guard, I guess. But yeah, apologies for my bitch assness. Let's go ahead. I learned the double click now, so I do like the encyclopedia part of this game. I will give it that. Last time, I mean, it was the introduction. I can't really do a recap. We're in a high school. We met this girl in the science club who's lonely. We feel bad for her, and she's kind of cute. That's all I got for you guys, truly. Okay, I think that's the recap. Let's go ahead and get right into things. Okay, even though we're classmates, it's not like we know each other well. However, in a way, her actions are charming. Oh, I gotta click the space bar instead of the actual mouse. Not epic. She really doesn't seem like a bad person.
Anyway, you were after the cleaning equipment, right?
Yeah, that voice still does bother me. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. It's not as if I've forgotten. Yeah, I should probably get back to that.
If you don't mind, I'll come with you. I'm supposed to be on cleaning duty anyway.
So she's the one who had ran off. I don't know whether this is coincidence or just sheer karma on her part. So she was supposed to be cleaning the classroom with us, and she kind of just effed off and left us on her own. She's off to a bad start. I'm not gonna lie. Alright, rising from my seat, Kyoko too gets ready to join me on our adventure. She rests her lab coat on a nearby desk. The two of us now ready to make our way back to class to finish off the responsibilities handed to us. Leave the room. Well, for the most part, the responsibilities handed to me. Ooh, this girl looks nice. As we head out into the corridor, I accidentally bump into a passing student, a girl about Kyoko's height. Kyoko herself takes a step backwards, almost behind me, as the girl in front now faces me with an irate glare. I've never seen irate actually spelled, so that caught me off guard.
How about you watch where you're going, will you?
I think that's Carrie's voice actor. Even though we've never heard Carrie raise her voice like that, I think I'm right. I could be wrong. Inside, I feel like I should be saying that too. Her head turns to face Kyoko, who has now tucked herself away behind me.
Oh, it's you. I'm sorry to have bothered you.
Her voice acting is just so much better than the other girls. I'm sorry I just keep coming back to that. Also, I think if I had to choose between the two of them right now, even though she's more aggressive, I'm choosing the chick on the left. I kind of like a little feistiness. Darting her eyes back to me, her expression reverts to the same look of anger as before. As she walks away down the corridor, my mind wanders as a feeling of recognition floats about without coming to fruition. Bluntly put, I feel as if I know who she is. Kyoko sighs behind me, sliding out from the door and taking a step by my side. You know who that was? Nodding beside me, a downcast look coats Kyoko's face.
Naomi Sato, class 3-3.
Naomi? Oh, let's see if we can get some info on her. All right. Oh yeah, that's her. That's the voice actress. Oh, and they have the voice actress's name in the actual thing. Yeah, so I was right. This is Ni. Kyoko is Ni, who the voice we don't necessarily like to the great extent, but that's some good range for Amber to be able to play Carrie like she did, and then play this a little Tsundere aggressive action. That's pretty epic. She is a girl with plenty of passion, most of which she puts into her attitude, extremely popular even to those of the same sex. They said sex. She isn't afraid of conversation, however, despite her popularity, her social circle is quite limited. She's the captain of the athletics team when she isn't having her say over every sporting club in the school. She'd be considered a She'd be considered a tomboy by most outsiders, but those who know her well are privy to her innermost girlish quirks. Dude, no question, like, I mean, I do care, like, personality-wise what happens with these two, but if it's like oh, you have to choose between Kyoko or Naomi, spoiler alert, everybody, we choose Naomi, if that is the case. Playthrough over, I guess. That is, if you have tomboy next to your name, like, that's a game changer. All right, let's get back to this. Encyclopedia is closed. You mean the Naomi Sato?
I don't really get along with her.
No wonder I thought I knew her. In fact, for most guys, it'd be a crime not to. Her name gets around a lot. I'm fairly certain her name topped the boys' list for the most attractive girl in the year. And the girls' list, too. Well, your reaction. However, whatever it is, something is clearly going on between her and Kyoko. I can't just ignore that, but perhaps it would be better to not get myself too involved. Both of them are well known around the school, Kyoko for her intelligence and Naomi for her popularity and looks. Anyway, shall we get going to the classroom?
Okay.
I do like how this game has the little character icons when they're about to speak come up next to the dialogue. That's pretty epic. Trying her hardest to regain her enthusiasm, Kyoko trails alongside me as we continue down the corridor. Me carrying the mop and bucket, and her striding along at my side with a now somewhat relaxed expression. English is hard. Whatever the situation is with Naomi, it's concerning, but getting involved is a different question. That was a cool transition. I like that. A short while later, after mopping the floor to an extent we were both satisfied with, we stand alone in the otherwise empty but clean classroom.
I feel as if we accomplished something. Like an experiment. Done well.
Her voice level just like raised a bunch there. I didn't adjust the volume, so that's epic. I wouldn't know how that feels, but maybe now she'll attend cleaning duty as she is supposed to. Now that she's here though, I can't bring myself to complain. It was good to finally have company. Are you usually this talkative? I ask, simply because she seems overly energetic cleaning a grubby classroom. Seeing how she had acted earlier, I find it hard to believe she's like this around everyone. Especially for someone who doesn't talk much to those around her.
I've never really had the chance to speak to many people. So, today has been fun.
A way to make me feel like an asshole for making fun of the voice. Alright, fair enough.
No! Now's the part where you're supposed to give me your number and say a cheesy quote to make me feel better about myself.
I'm not sure how the world works in her mind, but she looks at me quizzically before resting her arms at her side.
Never mind, but I am going to need your number. You're joining the science club, right?
Let's go ahead. Let's go music up. Let's go Kyoko down a bit on the volume. That is... Oh, wait. Carrie's a character? Oh, that's epic. That's really cool. I'm guessing a side character, but yeah, that's little self-insert, or Easter egg, I guess you could say. Yeah. I didn't say I wouldn't. I grab a nearby notebook from a random desk and tear out a sheet of paper, only to scribble my number onto the vast white space. There was one time in my life where a girl asked me for my number, and it was a pretty good feeling. It's also like on that same note, you know, guys rarely get compliments, like from girls and other guys included. And like girls, it's like you post something and like all the girls are like slay queen. But like if a guy posts something, we need to start dropping like the king crown emoji and just like complimenting guys, because we don't get enough compliments, man. And it's disheartening. Regardless, I have a high opinion of myself, but like still, it's nice to get complimented, you know? Rant over, back to Chemically Bonded. Perhaps I should apologize to whoever's book this is. We just tore someone's fucking book, and that's not epic. That's a little anarchistic. Somehow I can't help but feel that Kyoko's been waiting for someone to join the club like this. In a way, thinking about it makes me feel sorry for her. I can only feel bad for not being that interested in science, but at least I can give her moral support as she does, whatever she does there.
There. Done.
Kyoko proudly presents her phone to me, showing that she has now added me as a contact.
I've spelled your name right, haven't I?
Yeah, that's how you spell Marcapi, alright. Yeah, that's right.
I'll send you a picture later so you can add me to yours.
She stands before me, a smile spread across her face as the evening sunlight trickles through the classroom windows, brushing her cheeks as they glow softly. I guess it's getting pretty late. I love it when like our thoughts are the same as what we say. It's just me saying the same thing twice. Saying my thought aloud, Kyoko nods in agreement as we both exit the room, disregarding to put away the cleaning equipment. That and whatever experiment she was up to beforehand. As we exit the school grounds, Kyoko's soft footsteps ring out faintly amongst our almost silent surroundings, spare the sounds of day-to-day life. I guess it shows how long we were cleaning for. I could swear that there were still club activities going on when we'd started. The evening sky blankets us in the spring air as we stand together at the school gates.
You're coming to the science club tomorrow, right? Don't forget.
It's not like I could after our novel introduction and all the begging involved to rope me in. At the end of the day, maybe something like this would be nice. Maybe I can find some ambition, even if science isn't my strong suit. Don't worry, I'm not going to skip my first club meeting.
You make that sound as if you're planning on skipping some, though.
For the first time in a while, I laugh. In turn, Kyoko's mock frown shifts to a soft but truthful smile. That's shifts to an A. We all make typos. I've been there. Don't worry. I'll see you tomorrow, Kyoko.
I'll be waiting for you. We're classmates after all. I'll see you tomorrow, too.
Our paths, despite parted by our departures, are now closer together as clubmates. I turn to see Kyoko's figure in the distance, almost silhouetted by the evening sun. Calling it picturesque wouldn't be far-fetched. I guess I'm a member of the science club now. I don't really get along with her, Kyoko. Okay, so is this like a loading screen? Press A to jump. Oh, so that was the intro. Well, I've never seen a visual novel that had its own intro like this. This is neat.
I thought you were here to join the science club.
Really cool visuals.
I'll be skipping training too, so don't feel too bad.
I love it when I talk over the two main characters. Oh god, she's hot. Carrie! And guys. Okay. Looks like there's a much bigger cast here. These visuals are really nice. This is, oh. Oh. Yeah, I think I'm gonna like this game. Oh, dude. That hug. Chemically bonded. You see, the chemically bonded part makes me, you know, like, since science club, either like, Naomi's gonna join the science club, or like they want us to pick Kyoko. I just like to make guesses. Act 1. Welcome to the club. Oh, wow. I feel like this game's gonna be like decently long. That's awesome. Because I thought that Sounds of Her Love was kind of short, so for this to have like actual acts, I mean, I did pay money for it, and the other one was a free game. That makes a lot more sense. I wonder how long the acts are. I should time it one of these days, because then I can be like, hey, one act is going to be this long, and then I can have a good idea of the flow of this series. You know what I mean? Alright, we're going to keep playing. Passing over as quickly as they'd started, the dispersal of the class marks the end of our morning sessions, reinforced by the brief chime of the bell. Leaning back in my chair with a stretch almost to wring out the lethargy built up inside, I too rise from my seat. I feel like I've seen this line before. I feel like this line was used in Sounds of Her Love. Maybe I'm just being a dummy-dumb, but it sounds so familiar. I guess now wouldn't be such a bad time to get lunch either. Oh, sorry, I'm retarded. I guess now wouldn't be such a bad time to get lunch, even if I'm not that hungry. Stepping out into the corridor, the usual chatter flows through as people make their way out of classes one by one to join the mass crowd heading to the stairwells. I feel like I've seen that line before too. I mean, it's the same person. Maybe they're very similar lines. I don't know. Maybe I'm just like fucking high or something. I don't know. Just like super sensitive to the dialogue. I need to grow up. I'm a big boy. Based on how late class had actually finished, I have no doubts that the cafeteria will be busy. Thinking of my new acquaintance, or rather clubmate, I have noticed how Kyoko opts either to stay in class or head elsewhere for lunch. Not as if it matters, but assuming she heads to the science labs to eat wouldn't be unreasonable. Mentioning it, I'll be getting to know the room pretty well myself in the coming days, now that I've committed to joining. Real quick, if the creator / dev / voice actresses / anyone involved in making this game ever watch this video and you're listening, I love the games, and if I just point out a little flaw or like a typo or something stupid like that, it's not meant as like harsh criticism. I'm just like noticing things and saying them. So yeah, if you are watching, I really love the games, and don't listen to a dummy-dumb like me, okay? Keep making these great games. Epic. Did I read this line already? I don't know. Based on how enthusiastic she was about it, it wouldn't be too far a stretch to think she'd wait for me to turn up no matter what. Pulling out now isn't an option, even though I can't see myself doing that to her. Spending time with her might actually boost my grades. I'll have a front row view of the school's smartest doing science right before my eyes. Even if I'm not into it, she certainly is. Whatever doing science involves. That, and she seems like a nice person too. Perhaps it'll even be fun. I continue my journey towards the cafeteria. just one out of many students now amassed in this narrow hallway. Walking through the doors to the cafeteria, the sight of people swathed around the rows of tables greet my eyes. As expected, it's quite busy in here. Students from first to third years crowd around eating and chatting. The scene itself somehow seems too familiar, as if I'm expecting to find Kyoko eating her lunch in the corner by herself. However, I'm certain she stayed behind to eat in class. Plus, I've established she's not that type of person. Taking the situation into consideration, it'd probably be best to buy something from the vending machines. The line for food is almost a metaphor in itself, but personally, I don't find what's on offer good. I've never been a fan of beef sandwiches imported from abroad. Domestic cuisine is more than enough. Since this is DLC, I wonder if this is the same school that Carrie and Mark Hoppy, that we were in Slice of Life, in Sounds of Her Love. I wonder if this is the same school. Beef sandwiches, that was a big hot topic in Sounds of Her Love, and now it's being brought up here. Man, I just keep going off on fucking tangents. I feel like it's time to end the episode. It's been like 20 minutes anyway. This is a good place to stop. The beef sandwich conspiracy. That's not going to be the title of the episode, but it would be a good one. All right. Again, I'm having a good time. I promise. Even if I sound like I'm just criticizing every little thing, this is a great game. Music is pretty epic too. Okay, that's it for me. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, help me find a girlfriend. And bye-bye.